Welcome to Spelled Milk, and this is Beekeeping for Mummies. Well, that's how it looks when the queen or the scout bees, they find a good enough spot and they just land in the grass. They're just scattered everywhere on the ground. I put a box there with open larvae. Hope they find it, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like they're just continuing to fly everywhere. Have to see what they do now. So we have now 6 swarms out of 5 hives. Or 4 hives, I forgot. Now they come in my direction because the wind is changing. It's also a big factor. When the wind changes, they just blow somewhere. But right now they're all crawling around in the grass. Yeah, as you can see here, they're just everywhere in the grass. Well, now they're all settled here on the willow tree, but thankfully they're hanging on the ground, as you can see. They're not over here in the water where they usually were hanging. So in here I have some open larvae in a bucket, and now I try to shake them into the bucket and hope it all works out. I'm trying to see if I maybe can lay you somewhere so that you can see it. Change of plans. So I have my water bottle but no sprayer because the kids were playing with the sprayer. Now I spray them a little bit. It's not as good as spraying, so I just wetting them a little bit at the bottom. Then I have a bottom here, and a lid, and a super. The bucket would have probably been easier, to be honest. So we do the bucket, and from the bucket we put them then in here. I think that's the plan now. There's our lid. Here are the bees. Here's the bucket. Now we carefully try to separate the one group from the other. Nope, that doesn't work. We have to put both in here at once. Carefully. So, I think they're enough. Let's see if they fly out or if they stay. Oh, here's the... Oh, right now I'm just still in the water. Here's the box now. And as you can see, they're recognizing the queen is in. So we have to see if more come out. If more stays in than comes out, then it's okay. If not, then we have to do the whole thing over again. Looks like the bees are in it. The queen is in there. There's only a small group here. But it looks like they're all in there. They're all gathering there. Somehow it's not stable, I think, because the front is sunk. Because my foot is also soaking wet. Because I sunk into the pond again there at the front. Okay, so now we wait till they're all gathered and in there. Then I can close up the lid, maybe shake the last ones in, put a belt around it, and then we're good to go. So now it's time for lunch. Well, you see, this here was a swarm that I caught this week. I think the one out of the big willow at our neighbor's house. And because I didn't have any material anymore, I just had an inside lid. And then in the evening, my husband made me rip the frame out of the sleds that we still had at home. And I put some screen on it, some mosquito screen. Of course, the mosquito screen is not tied and everything, so the bees came out wherever they wanted to. Now they have a real bottom, and now they try to get in everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I open it a little bit in the back too. This way they can all get in the evening. Just doing that right now. Hope it works. Like this. You see? Now they can get in and out on both sides how they want to. And then when it's dark, I close it up like it is supposed to be, and in the morning they only find one exit. I'll do several exit holes, but one exit on one side. And then they remember that. And then tomorrow evening and tomorrow it shouldn't be a problem anymore. You see? Should work. Maybe I have to push it open a little bit on both sides. Just a second. One hand, it's always a little bit complicated. Okay. So now I have a small slit on the front and on the back. And it should work now. So they can get in from the front and from the back now. This is the normal entrance, the big entrance from our self-made ones, and that's the usual entrance when you buy a box here. You can turn it around whichever way you like it, and then they get in and out. But yeah, that should work hopefully in the evening then. Looks like the queen is in there. They're signalizing that the queen bee is in here. So that was fast. There's still a few up in here, but they will soon all gather down in here. So that was it. Swarm number 7 this year out of, I looked it up yesterday or this morning in my book. It's swarm number 7 out of 4 hives. Only a few more weeks and then swarm season is finally over. Praise the Lord, the swarm is in, and except one time it went all pretty well and easy this time, so it was really a blessing from the Lord that it went that easy. And in one of my videos I mentioned that Well, it's now, I think, the second or third swarm. I forgot. Did I catch myself? I caught myself. So, usually often it takes longer. Usually it takes longer to carry all the stuff down there and together and find a frame with brood and everything you can put in there so that they surely stay in there. I tried it without brood, it works. I tried it with brood, it works easier. You can even hang a frame of brood into, so usually or often it takes longer to carry all the stuff down there than to finally catch the swarm, especially if it is just a small swarm or if they're just hanging on a branch, and then because of the weight they're already hanging down. Those are easy to do. The ones that are hanging on a branch, on a real thick branch, not just a tiny little twig, those are heavier to get because you have to get them down with the broom if you cannot shake the tree and things like that. So when you finally carry everything down, a bucket and a stick and a ladder and a whole spray bottle. I found my spray bottle, by the way, and I know why it was missing, because it was broken. Someone broke it. But it worked for this. This time it worked still fine, so I have to get one next time I go to town. So you can bring all the stuff down there, and you need a box or just a swarm box or a bucket, however you prefer. When I have something, I take down a complete, super, a lid, and a bottom, a foundation, put some frames in it, and put already a frame in it that has some brood. For me that works good. It also works without a frame of brood, just in a bucket works too. I had people saying that they caught their swarms in a plastic bag. If you don't have anything, I heard people saying that they did it with cardboard box, moving box, something like that. All works fine. You can also just lay the frame of brood in the swarm. If it is hanging on a big branch, you can lay it in there. And then usually when you're lucky, but often, really often, the queen crawls on it and stays on it, and you take the frame down and you shake the tree and then they all fly in there. I also had a swarm on the ground once, that was really on the ground, not like the one I showed you from the other day. That was just sitting on the ground but then continued to move. They were really laying on the ground, thousands of bees laying on the ground. And I tried, it was my first swarm ever, and I tried everything. And every time I had them just in there with a broom and a shovel, they were all just running out again. So I thought, I just put a beehive there. So I got a beehive and open brood and some honeycombs and everything. And I saw the queen because she was marked. I saw her crawling in there. She just crawled in there. Could see her, and all the bees were following her. That was a great experience. It was my first swarm. And I heard that when I was at the agriculture school for beekeeping. I heard the teacher talking about that he does that often. And it worked fine. For him and for me too. So the swarm is in, it's all bundled up. I wait now till everyone is in there, and then when it gets dawn, I just bring them up here to the stand here at the house. Okay, we have in this box now 4 queens and 4 little starting hives. So what we can do now is either take the queen out and put it in a nuke, or a hive that needs a queen, a new queen, or has no queen. Or we can take them out and start with these 2 frames, 1 frame food and 1 frame brood, and a new queen, a new hive. And I think that's what we're going to do now. But it worked out. Self-made, and it worked great. As you can see, this was a big swarm. They haven't built anything in there yet, but they're already starting to crawl around it. As you can see here, they're crawling around in the honey jars, but they haven't started making honey yet, because they first need to build out their frames that are in there. But this way we can be certain that this honey and this wax is definitely clear of anything like pesticides or other, not so nice things, because they 100% use their own wax, and they didn't carry honey from the combs in the hive into the jars up there. It's full of eggs, you see? Want me to hold it different? Yeah, you can see them. I would shake them off, but then they sting you. But you see how this one they make these? They have these chains here. Those are wax chains. That's when they build it.
Okay.
You see how many frames they already built it in the top?
That's amazing. This is a swarm that started with no wax given to them ahead of time. They've just built everything that's there. They've built themselves, right?
Yes. But you see, they jump out because they are not so super heavy.
Wow. That is an entire frame they've built out completely.
And you see the eggs? Okay, so see you next time at Beekeeping for Mummies.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon under Spilled Milk Family. Links in the video description.
Whatever happens,
Praise the Lord.
and don't cry over spilled milk.